Okay students, in the previous class we have discussed about some numericals based on the Nernst equation. Using the Nernst equation, how to calculate the electrode potential, or it may be standard electrode potential, even EMF of the cell, or standard electrode potential of the cell. And also we have discussed about the relation between the EMF of the cell and the equilibrium constant. Using the Nernst equation, how to find the equilibrium constant, or it may be the standard free energy change. So these are the some numericals now we have solved, even discussed in the previous class. Okay, now we shall move towards some of the numericals that is based on the relationship between molar conductivity and specific conductivity. Based on the molar conductivity and specific conductivity. Okay. Now first of all we will go through the one of the numerical, that is first one problem. What is called molar conductance of 0.1 m KCl solution is 18.52 Simon meter square per mole. Okay, molar conductance of 0.1 m KCl solution is 18.52 Simon meter square per mole. Using this data, we have to find, or we have to calculate specific conductance of the solution. So then we have to find the formula first of all. What is the relationship between specific conductance and molar conductance? Now here molar conductance is given by the relation lambda m is equal to K divided by m into 1000, m into 1000. This is a Simon meter square per mole. This is one of the relation given by the molar conductivity and the specific conductivity. Now what is it lambda m is called? It is molar conductivity. What is it K is called? Specific conductivity. But m is called concentration of the solution in terms of the molarity given, it is 1000 is constant. Okay. Now we shall take the data. Actually we have to find calculate the specific conductance of the solution. In the given relation, which is specific conductivity, K is the specific conductivity, So then you alter the formula. What is it? K is equal to lambda m into m into 1000. S lambda m is molar conductivity, m is called concentration in terms of the molarity, and 1000 is constant. Now substitute the values here. Yes, what is the value of the molar conductivity? That is 18.52. That is Simon meter square per mole, it is Simon meter square per mole into molarity. What is the concentration of the solution? 0.1 it is given. 0.1, what is it 0.1? A mole 4 meter cubities. Mole per meter cubities. We can take that in the SI unit. Into 1000 is a constant only. Okay. Now here first of all we will go through the units. Meter square per meter square will be get cancelled. Mole and per mole will be get cancelled. Now what is that value? Now this is equal to 18.52 into 0.1. It will become what now? That is 1.8. Into 1000 means it will be what now? 1852 Simon per meter is the value of the specific conductance. Okay, got it all of you? We have to substitute the value of lambda m, value of the molarity, and then 1000 is the constant. Then simplify. On simplification, we get the answer like this. That is what now? 1852 Simon per meter is our answer. Okay. We will go through the next one. Okay, students. You see that next problem. What is it? A 0.051 m KOH solution offers a resistance of 31.6 ohm in a conductivity cell of a cell constant 0.367 per centimeter. at 298 Kelvin. Calculate the molar conductivity. Yes, calculate the molar conductivity. Even the last numerical also we have just calculated specific conductivity by knowing the molar conductivity. What is the relation given by the molar conductivity and specific conductivity? You know, I just solve this one. Okay, listen all of you carefully. First of all, lambda m is equal to K into 1000 whole divided by capital M. Okay, this is the formula we have to take now. What is that formula? Molar conductivity is equal to specific conductivity into 1000 by M. Why we have to use this formula? Because no, that cell constant is given in terms of what, that is per centimeter. Hence we have to use this relation, that is in terms of the centimeter only. That is lambda m is equal to K into 1000 divided by M. Okay, now here no, specific conductivity value is not given. Then how to get that specific conductivity value? We know that no, that the specific conductivity K is equal to, what is the relation you know regarding that specific conductivity given by the value as, can anybody tell me what is it relation given by the specific conductivity value? Specific conductivity K is equal to what you know? Yes, what is it? K is equal to? K is equal to 1 by R into L divided by A we can take. Is it not? What is it? L by A here, you know? L by A is equal to cell constant. This is equal to G star only. Or K is equal to G star divided by R we can write. G star by R. Now take this relation here. Lambda M is equal to, what is it? G star is equal to L divided by A. What is the value of L divided by A? What is the value of G star? We have to substitute here, no? Value of the K is equal to G star. What is the value of L? L is given, that is what, no? What is the value of L given? Means cell constant is given. Cell constant, what is the value of cell constant? We take no, K is equal to G star into 1000 whole divided by what? R into M we can take no, the relation. Yes, now here concentration of the solution is given, that is molarity. Following offers a resistance that is 31.6 given, and cell constant value also given, that is at 298 Kelvin. Calculate the molar conductivity. Okay, I think all of you followed, because no, here the value of K is not given, so that you have to see the relation. K is equal to 1 by R and L by A, or K is equal to G star by R you can take no, because L by A is equal to G star only. G star is nothing but cell constant. Okay, now here now value of the cell constant is how much given? That is 0.367. 0.367 per centimeter it is, into 1000 will be, that is constant only, whole divided by, what is the value of R you know? Value of R, that is 31.6 ohm, 31.6 ohm into, what is the value of the molarity? That is 0.051. So by substituting all these values no, of G star, resistance, and then what no, that concentration of the solution, we get the answer. Yes, what is your answer? Can you tell me? 227.32. 327.32 Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is the value of the lambda m. Okay, you can use the calculator for simplification and finally get the answer, that is 227.32 Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is what our answer. Following all of you. Okay, listen once again. This is according to what no? The molar conductivity relation and specific conductivity relation. Specific conductivity value is not given, so that you have to apply that formula. K is equal to G star by R. G star is called cell constant and R is called resistance. Substitute the value of K here. Then 1000 by M as usual, 0.367 per centimeter into 1000 divided by 31.6. This is what no? That ohm per ohm can be written as Simon only. Here no, it is the concentration of the solution 0.051, and finally we get the value 227.32 Simon centimeter square per mole. Okay students, you see that one more problem. What is it? A 0.1 m formic acid solution placed between two electrodes, each having a area of 2.5 centimeter square and separated by 0.8 centimeter, has resistance of 6956 ohm. Calculate conductivity and molar conductivity of the solution. Following, we have to find the conductivity and molar conductivity of the solution. So how to find the conductivity of the solution? We know the relation given by the conductivity. We know how to solve this one. Conductivity of the solution. What is that conductivity? K is equal to, the formula we can write, L divided by R into A we can take. L divided by R into A we can take. So here regarding that L divided by R into A, what is that L is called? You know what is that L is called? It is a distance between the two electrodes, and R is called resistance of the solution given, and A is called, that is what now, area of the cross section of the electrodes. So what is the specific conductivity of the solution? Can you tell me now how to get the specific conductivity of the solution? So we can take care. What is the value of L? L means that is the distance between the electrode. How much given? Separated by a distance, that is 0.8 centimeter. Separated by 0.8 centimeter is the value of L only. L is equal to 0.8 centimeter, okay? And divided by, what is the value of resistance of the solution? That is 6956 ohm into what is that area? 2.5 centimeter square. Okay. Now this is a centimeter and this is a ohm only. Following. Now how to simplify this one? On simplification, we get this one 0.8 divided by what now? That is 6956 into 2.5, we are getting 17390. This is the value you are getting. So on simplification, what we are getting, you know, what is the value of the specific conductance? This we are getting now 0.46 into 10 to the power minus 5 is the value of what on that specific conductivity, reading the unit Simon per centimeter. So this is the value of the specific conductance. And see that one more question will be there. One more question will be there. Is it not? Or else here the value of the answer will be like this. You can write. Okay, on simplification of this one 0.8 by 17390, reading the value of 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 5 Simon per centimeter. Simon per centimeter is the value of K only. Okay, is the value of K only. Next, what is the next step? Can you tell me? What is the next question asked here? You know, what is the next question asked here? Yes, we have calculated what molar conductivity, and the next one is what we calculated what the specific conductivity or conductivity only, and the next one is molar conductivity. Okay, what is the relation given by the molar conductivity? Lambda m is equal to, we have to take care now, K into 1000 whole divided by m we have to take. We have to take this relation because the value of the specific conductivity is given in terms of the centimeter. So I have to use this formula, K into 1000 by m. Yes, substitute the value of K, that is 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 5 into 10 to the power 3 or 1000 you can take, whole divided by 0.1. This is a concentration of the solution, that is formic acid given. Now here you tell me what is the answer you are getting? 10 power minus 3 plus 3 will get cancelled. Again 10 power minus 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. Then we are getting the answer 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 1. That is Simon centimeter square per mole. So even this can be written like this: 0.46 Simon centimeter square per mole is also correct one. Lambda m is equals to. Okay. This is another one. Okay, students. This is another one. What is it? A conductivity cell was filled with 0.02 m KCl solution, which has conductivity of 0.2768 Siemens per centimeter and resistance of 82.4 ohm at 25 degree Celsius. With 0.25 m KTSO4, it has a resistance of 326 ohm. Calculate. First one is cell constant. Second question is conductivity of the potassium sulfate solution. And the third one is molar conductance of the potassium sulfate solution. We can now here, first of all, we have to calculate that cell constant. How to find the cell constant, How to find the cell constant? How to find the cell constant? By using the relation. What is it? Using the relation G star is equal to K into R we can take. G star is equal to K into R. First of all, what is it K? K is a specific conductivity. What is the value of this specific conductivity, That is 0.2768 Siemens per centimeter. Siemens per centimeter into, what is that value of resistance? What is the value of the resistance? And resistance of 82.4. 82.4 ohm we are getting. Following all of you. Then what is it answer we are getting? The answer we are getting is 22.808 per centimeter. Per centimeter. It is value of what that G star. This is first question. What about the second one? Second one means that is conductivity of KTSO4 solution. What is the conductivity of the KTSO4 solution? So conductivity, to calculate the conductivity of the KTSO4 solution, we know the relation. What is it? K is equal to, you know that G star divided by R. Okay. Second question, that is what? Conductivity of the KTSO4 solution. To calculate the conductivity of the KTSO4 solution, you know the value of the G star, that is 22.808 divided by, what is the resistance of the solution of KTSO4 given? Resistance of 326. 326. Here we have to take ohm, and here we have to take that is per centimeter. This is equal to 0.069 Siemens per centimeter is the value of K. Okay. Next one, third one. What is it? Third one, molar conductance of the potassium sulfate solution. How to find the molar conductance of the potassium sulfate solution? Okay, students. Okay. Okay, we will go through the problem first of all. You see that a conductivity cell was filled with the solution of 0.0 time KCl solution, which has a conductivity of 0.2768 Siemens per meter and resistance of 82.4 ohm at 25 degrees Celsius with 0.025 m KTSO4. It has a resistance of 326 ohm, and calculate the three questions will be there here. Cell constant, conductivity of KTSO4 solution, molar conductance of a KTSO4 solution. According to the question, the first one will be like this: cell constant G star is equal to what? K into R. Okay, what is the value of K? So now here the value of K will be like this, that is 0.2768 Siemens per meter take. and what is the value of the resistance? That is 82.4 ohm. Now this is equal to 22.808 per meter. You know that now this is per ohm and it is ohm. Ohm and per ohm get cancelled, means you are getting the unit of that is per meter only. And now this is the value of what now? A G star. First question it is. What about the second question? K is equal to G star by R. G star you got it in the first step. So 22.808 per meter divided by what is the value of the resistance of the solution given? That is potassium sulfate solution is 326 ohm only. So this per ohm can be written as Simon only, Simon per meter, and answer will be 0.069. Now we will go to that third one. What is that third one? You know, that is third question. Molar conductance, that is lambda m is equal to, so K divided by m into 1000. This is Simon meter square per mole. We have to use this relation. We have to use this relation, you know. The value of the specific conductance is in this unit only, that is Simon per meter. So I have to take the molar conductivity in terms of the meter square only I have to take. That is K divided by m into 1000. That is Simon meter square per mole. Now we can substitute the values of K. K will be like this: 0.069 Simon, okay, per meter divided by what is the concentration of the potassium sulfate given? What is the concentration of the potassium sulfate? You know, concentration of the potassium sulfate. So 0.025 m, 0.025 m, okay, 25 m into 1000 will be like this. Okay. Now finally 2.76 into 10 to the power minus 3. We are getting this unit Simon meter square per mole only. Simon meter square per mole only. So this is what is called the value of the molar conductivity, that is lambda m. Okay. Okay, next one we'll see that a column of length 50 centimeter and area 0.785 centimeter square is filled with 0.05 mole per liter in a solution. The resistance of column is 5.55 into 10 to the power 3 ohm. Calculate its resistivity, one more conductivity and molar conductivity. There are three questions have been asked here: resistivity, conductivity, and one more molar conductivity. What is that resistivity? You know, what is that resistivity? Resistivity given by the notation rho. Rho is equal to R into A divided by L. Okay, rho is equal to R into A divided by L. So it is based on the resistance we are taking. We know that here resistance is equal to rho into, that is resistance is equal to rho into L divided by A. Okay, na? Because resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section. Or resistance R is equal to rho into L divided by A. Now what is it? Rho is equal to RA by L. Rho is equal to RA divided by L. Like this we are taking. Now we take a column of length 50 centimeter. We take what now here? 50 centimeter. That is length, and area 0.785 centimeter square is filled 0.05 mole per liter. So that is a new solution. The resistance of the column is how much? 5.55 into 10 to the power 3. This is ohm. Into what is that area given? That is 0.8785 centimeter square whole divided by what is the value of L? That is the length of the solution or length of the column, that is 50 centimeter. Following all of you? Centimeter and centimeter get cancelled. Then what is the final answer we are getting here? This is 87.135. This is ohm into centimeter. This is first question, that is what? Rho is equal to resistivity. And the next second question will be here. What is it? Conductivity. Now conductivity K is equal to, can write now 1 by rho also can take. 1 by rho means that is 1 divided by 87.135. 87.135 ohm centimeter. Then what is the answer for this one? Can you tell me? 0.11.37 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is Simon per centimeter only is the value of K. Value of K, okay. Then what is the third one? Molar conductivity. So how to find the molar conductivity? Lambda m is equal to, the relation, if it is in terms of the centimeter, here now how to use the relation? So K into 1000 divided by that molarity of the solution. What is the value of K we are getting now? S, value of K. And what is the value of that is molarity? Can you tell me now? What is the value of K and what is the value of the molarity of the solution? It is 11.47 only, not 37. Yes, value of K will be, that is 11.47 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 1000, that is 10 power 3 divided by, what is the molarity of the solution given? Molarity of the solution given 0.05. 0.05. So then what is it? Unit here. Can you tell me now? What is the final answer? S. This is 229.4. The unit of the molar conductivity will be Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is regarding molar conductivity. This is about the conductivity and it is about resistivity. Okay. We will just go through the numericals based on the Kohlrausch law. Already we have studied about the Kohlrausch law and what is the mathematical expression given by the Kohlrausch law and all we have studied. Okay. Based on that Kohlrausch law, you see that numerical, the value of the limiting molar conductivity lambda m naught means for aluminum sulfate is 858 Simon centimeter square per mole. While lambda m naught, that is limiting molar conductivity for sulfate ion is 160 Simon centimeter square per mole. Following, calculate the limiting ionic conductivity of the aluminum ion. So first of all, what is the formula of aluminum sulfate? What is the formula of aluminum sulfate? Can you tell me? Aluminum sulfate formula Al2SO4 taken thrice it is. Yes, on ionization, what did you use? 2 moles of aluminum ion in aqueous solution and then 3 moles of sulfate ion in aqueous solution. Okay. This is what is called the ionization of the aluminum sulfate. But according to the Kohlrausch law, what is it? Limiting molar conductivity of aluminum sulfate Al2SO4 thrice is equal to, how can we write? Limiting molar conductivity of aluminum ion, that is Al plus 3 ion, and the limiting molar conductivity of what? Sulfate ion. How many aluminum ions produced by ionization of 1 mole of aluminum sulfate? It is 2 moles. Okay. And it is what? That 3 moles of sulfate ion will be produced. Okay, now question will be like this. Yes. What is it? Limiting molar conductivity of aluminum ion is how much? Limiting molar conductivity of, or that is limiting ionic conductivity of the aluminum ion. Now the limiting molar conductivity of what? Aluminum sulfate is given. So the dear value of this one will be 858 Simon centimeter square per mole is equals to 2 into limiting molar conductivity of what? This aluminum ion plus 3 into, what is the value of the limiting molar conductivity of the sulfate ion, that will be given is 160 Simon centimeter square per mole. Okay. Now here 2 into the limiting molar conductivity of aluminum ion will be equal to 858 minus 3 into 160, that is 480. What is the value now here? That is 378 Simon centimeter square per mole it is. But what question will be there, this is for 2 moles of aluminum ion. For 1 mole of aluminum ion is for 1 mole of aluminum ion is how much? So this will be equal to how much? 189 Simon centimeter square per mole. This is the limiting molar conductivity of what? aluminum ion. Okay. So this question will be usually asking regarding some 2 marks. Even in competitive exams also, this kind of the questions will be appearing. We should know the relation how to write according to that Kohlrausch law. According to Kohlrausch law, how to write that expression, and based on that values, you can substitute the values and then simplify it. So now here we are getting what, no? This one, that is what, 189 Simon centimeter square per mole. Following all of you? Okay. We take next one. Limiting molar conductivity of HCl, of hydrochloric acid, is 426 Simon centimeter square per mole. Simon centimeter square per mole. Limiting molar conductivity of NaCl, limiting molar conductivity of NaCl will be equal to 126 Simon centimeter square per mole. Okay, Simon centimeter square per mole. And one more, that is limiting molar conductivity of sodium acetate, that is CH3COONa, will be equal to how much, 91 Simon centimeter square per mole. Okay. Calculate limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid. Calculate limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid. Now here another one, numerical based on the Kohlrausch law. Here now the limiting molar conductivity of HCl is given, that is 426 Simon centimeter square per mole. Limiting molar conductivity of NaCl is given, that is 126 Simon centimeter square per mole, and limiting molar conductivity of the sodium acetate is given, that is 91 Simon centimeter square per mole. Following, what do we have to find here now? Calculate the limiting molar conductivity of the acetic acid. Okay, according to the Kohlrausch law, how to write the expression? First of all, this is very important here. Limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid CH3COOH is equal to. Now the contribution made by the acetate ion and contribution made by the hydrogen ion we have to take. So therefore now, first of all, the limiting molar conductivity of the sodium acetate we can take, that is CH3COONa. Okay. Then plus you have to take now limiting molar conductivity of hydrochloric acid we have to take, and we have to take minus limiting molar conductivity of the sodium chloride, because in this sodium chloride the sodium ion or it may be chloride ion. So contribution made by these two ions must be just deducted here in the given relation. Hence the expression must be written like this, that is limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid we have to find by using no limiting molar conductivity of the strong electrolyte like CH3CONa, HCl and then NaCl. Now substitute the values here. What is the value of the CH3CONa? Limiting molar conductivity of the sodium acetate will be 91 Simon centimeter square per mole, and limiting molar conductivity of HCl will be, that is 426 Simon centimeter square per mole, minus of NaCl, that is 126 Simon centimeter square per mole. Now we take here now 426, okay, plus 91. How much you are getting? 91. Here 7 and it is 11 and it is 5. Okay. Now here now 5 and then 17 you are getting. In which you have to remove 126. So 7 minus 6 1 and here now remaining, that is 11 minus 2, how much it is? 9 only, and 4 minus 1, that is 3. So now we are getting the answer 391 Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is the limiting molar conductivity of the acetic acid. So in this we can find the limiting molar conductivity of any weak electrolytes by using the limiting molar conductivity of the strong electrolytes. So this is one of the relation regarding what no, that Kohlrausch law and applications of the Kohlrausch law. Using the Kohlrausch law, it is possible to determine the limiting molar conductivity of one that weak electrolytes like acetic acid. Okay, now one more question based on the Kohlrausch law. Your limiting molar conductivity for the different substances will be given. NH4Cl, NaOH sodium hydroxide, NaCl that is sodium chloride at infinite dilution or 129.8, 248.1, 126.4 Simon centimeter square per mole respectively. Calculate the limiting molar conductivity of the ammonium hydroxide. How to find the limiting molar conductivity of ammonium hydroxide now? By using these electrolytes. According to the Kohlrausch law, we can go through that. According to the Kohlrausch law, limiting molar conductivity of NH4OH is equal to, how to write the expression? The limiting molar conductivity of the NH4Cl we have to take, because contribution made by the NH4 ion is considered here, plus limiting molar conductivity of what? NaOH you have to consider, NaOH you have to consider, minus the limiting molar conductivity of the NaCl you have to take, because in NaCl, Na plus and Cl minus ions will be there. These ions are not giving any contribution towards the molar conductivity of the ammonium hydroxide, hence I have to take minus limiting molar conductivity of the NaCl. Now substitute the values according to that. Limiting molar conductivity of NH4Cl is 129.8 plus limiting molar conductivity of NaOH will be 248.1 and minus the limiting molar conductivity of NaCl is 126.4. Okay, now you simplify this one. 129.8 then 248.1 here 9 here 17 1 here 5 plus 2 that is 7 and 3 2 plus 1 that is 3.9 that is 377.9. So 377.9 minus 126.4 we have to take 126.4. Okay, on simplification here we are getting 5 here 1 here 5 here and then it is 4 that is 2 here 251.5 251.5 Simon centimeter square per mole is the answer. Okay students, in the last class now we discussed about the some numericals that is based on the different concepts, like it may be based on the Nernst equation or based on the Kohlrausch law. We know that there are different types of the numericals. Now one more type will be there, that is based on Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Some numericals based on the Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Okay, suppose now we will take first one. Calculate the time required to liberate 112 cm cube of hydrogen gas at STP if 5 amps current flows through it. If 5 amperes current flows through it, what is it? 112 cm cube of the hydrogen gas is liberated at STP. Then we have to find the time required. Following. So how to solve this one means just we'll go through this. So already we know the Faraday's laws. Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. Following. So according to the concept here, what we already understood and what we already studied is, now here calculate the time required to liberate 112 cm cube of the hydrogen gas at STP if 5 amperes current flows. We know that here hydrogen gas, okay, its molecular weight will be how much, it is 2 grams. Following. It occupies what volume at STP, it occupies 22,400 cm cube at STP. Following all of you, we know that this one hydrogen gas, its formula will be H2, its molecular weight will be 2 gram and it occupies the volume that is 22,400 cm cube at STP. Okay, we already know that What is the equivalent weight of the hydrogen, you know? What is the equivalent weight of hydrogen? Is 1.00 gram only. What is the volume occupied by one equivalent weight of hydrogen, you know? Volume occupied by one equivalent weight of hydrogen is 11,200 cm cube at STP. So these points, basically we should know that here. We should know that basically. What is the molecular weight of hydrogen? What is the equivalent weight of hydrogen? What is the volume occupied by the hydrogen gas at STP? And what is the volume occupied by 1 gram equivalent weight of the hydrogen gas at STP? These things now you must know that. Okay. Now here you see that according to that, or we know that, what we know? Here 11,200 cm cube of hydrogen gas produced at STP by how much of electricity or how much quantity of electric current flows means that is 96,500 coulombs. We know that. This is what we know that, you know, for every one equivalent weight of the substance produced by passing 96,500 coulomb, you know that. So according to that we can write now, volume occupied by one equivalent weight of hydrogen is 11,200. Because here it is given in terms of the same cube only. What is the volume of hydrogen gas liberated? 112 cm cube only. So that accordingly we can write 11,200 cm cube of hydrogen gas produced at STP by how much of electricity? By 96,500 coulombs of electricity. We need to calculate the actual current, quantity of electricity, Q we have to find. Okay, now here you see, this is what? 112 cm cube of hydrogen gas produced at STP by how much of electricity we have to find. So then how to solve it, you know? You take the cross multiplication for this. Okay, we take the cross multiplication. We take here, this is equal to 96,500 coulomb divided by 11,200 centimeter cube into 112 centimeter cube. Okay, and these two units will get cancelled now. So on simplification now, you get how much, you know? Here 112 and 112 will get cancelled, and now here now 965 coulombs. This is what the quantity of electricity. Is it not? This is the quantity of electricity is required to produce 112 cm cube of hydrogen gas at STP. But what is our question, you know? What is the question? Calculate the time required. We know that here. Is it not? What is that formula again? Q is equal to I into T. Q is equal to I into T. We know that. This is quantity of electricity is equal to I into T. I is called current strength and small t is called time in seconds. Following, we have to find the time now. Now we take the formula or alter the formula like this. So T is equal to Q divided by I. What is the value of Q, you know? This is the value of Q. This much of electricity required to produce what? 112 cm cube of the hydrogen gas at STP. So that we take 965 coulombs divided by what is the value of the current? That is 5 amperes. 5 amperes current. Now on simplification we get the value 193 seconds. 193 seconds. That is what now the time in minutes. This is what the value of the or quantity of electricity in coulomb only and 5 amperes current. So now this is what is called 193 second is the time required to produce 112 cm cube of the hydrogen gas at STP. Following all of you? Okay. Okay, next one we will see that. Calculate the mass of copper deposited when 9.65 amperes current flows for 1 hour through a solution of copper sulfate. And this is given equivalent mass of copper is equal to how much? 31.75. By using this data, it is possible to find what? Mass of the copper deposited. How much copper is produced at the electrode? By passing 9.65 amperes current for 1 hour it is. Following all of you, we have to find the mass of the copper deposited. According to the first law, Faraday's first law of electrolysis, we know the relation. What is it? M is equal to, is it not? Z into I into T we can take. M is equal to ZIT or W is equal to ZIT. What is it? Z is called a electrochemical equivalent. What is I is called a current strength in amperes. What is small t is called a time in seconds. Okay, now here now we know the relation given by what know that electrochemical equivalent Z. Z is equal to what you know? Z is equal to E divided by 96,500 coulomb. Okay, 96,500 coulomb it is. So now here now we can just substitute the value of the Z. E into what is the value of I? We have to take now E into I into T divided by, we can take 96,500 in this manner. Following all of you? Okay. Now you tell me what is the equivalent weight of the copper given. Equivalent weight of copper is how much? That is 31.75. I am taking it. Into what is it? Current strength given, that is 9.65 amperes it is. 9.65 amperes into what is it? Small t given, that is 1 hour. We have to just convert that 1 hour into seconds only. 1 hour into 60 minutes into 60 seconds it is. Then the whole divided by what? Take 96,500. 96,500. Okay, this is what we have to write. First of all, whenever you solve the numerical, first of all you have to read the question carefully. Means what are the data given and what is that question asked here. Based on the question asked and then data given, we can solve. First of all you have to apply the formula. For writing the formula, there will be 1 mark it is. This is what the formula to calculate mass of the substance deposited by passing so and so amount of electric current by means of so and so time. How to get the value of the mass of the substance deposited at the electrode? By using the relation, that is M is equal to Z into IT. M is called mass of the substance deposited, electrochemical equivalent, current strength, time in seconds. So now you write the formula in this manner. Z is what is called, that is electrochemical equivalent. Electrochemical equivalent is equal to what? E by 96,500 it is. Now here now value of E 31.75, equivalent weight of the copper. I is 9.65 amperes and the time is in 1 hour given. You have to convert it into seconds, means into 60 into 60 you have to take. Whole divided by, that is 96,500 coulombs. So on simplification, so here 1 0 and here 1 0, here also 1 more 0 and here also 1 more 0, get cancelled. Now how to get the answer here? 31.75 into 9.65 into 6 whole divided by 965. On solving, on simplifying, we get the answer, that is 1140 into 10 to the power minus 2 grams it is, or it may be 11.40 grams, 11.43 or 11.40 grams, 11.43. So this is our final answer. Following all of you, 31.75 into 9.65 into 1 into 60 into 60 whole divided by 96,500. On simplification, we get this value 1143 into 10 to the power minus 2 gram or 11.43 gram. So this is what one of the numerical that is based on the Faraday's first law. Okay, next one. 0.25 amperes current was passed for 2 hours through acidified water. Okay, 0.25 amperes current was passed for 2 hours through acidified water. Okay, calculate the volume of hydrogen and oxygen at STP. Calculate the volume of the hydrogen and oxygen gas produced at STP. So now we are calculating the volume of what is it, hydrogen and oxygen. We are calculating what is that volume of hydrogen and oxygen, you know. To calculate volume of hydrogen and oxygen, we need what is it, quantity of electricity. You know what is it, quantity of electricity? First of all, we will calculate the quantity of electricity. We will calculate first of all the quantity of electricity. Q is equal to I into T. Q is equal to what? I into T. You know what is the value of I? That is 0.25 now S into what is it, the time? 2 hours. If it is in a minute, it is 60. If it is in seconds, again multiplied by 60. Next to see what is the value we are getting, you know, 0.25 into 2 into 60 into 60. We are getting 1800 coulombs. 1800 coulombs. This is what the quantity of electricity passed through acidified water. By passing this much of electricity, this much quantity of electric current, what is the volume of hydrogen and oxygen produced at STP? First of all, we will find a volume of hydrogen. Volume of hydrogen. We know that. What is the equivalent weight of hydrogen, you know? Equivalent weight of hydrogen is equal to how much, you know? It is 1.0 gram only. What is the volume occupied by that 1 gram equivalent weight of hydrogen? That is 11,200 cm cube only. Following all of you? 11,200 cm cube only. Now you come across the point 96,500 coulombs of electricity produces how much? 11,200 cm cube of hydrogen at STP. This is what we should know, that 96,500 coulomb of electricity produces how much of hydrogen? 11,200 cm cube of hydrogen at STP. This is what we should know, that it is one of the conventional factor only. So basically we have to understand this concept. Okay, 1 gram equivalent weight of the substance produced at the electrode by means of passing that 96,500 coulomb only, or 1 farad of electricity only. So now here, now how to find that? What is the quantity of electricity passed through the acidified water? That is 1800. Now we got it from the data only. 96,500 coulombs of electricity produces 11,200 cm cube of hydrogen. Therefore 1800 coulomb of electricity produces how much of hydrogen gas? Now we take the cross multiplication in this manner. What do you get? 11,200 cm cube whole divided by 96,500 coulomb into 1800 coulomb only. This coulomb and coulomb will get cancelled. Okay. Now here, no, 2 zeros and here also 2 zeros will get cancelled. So on simplification, what do we get, you know? On simplification, we get 208 cm cube of hydrogen gas at STP. Of hydrogen gas at STP. So this is the volume of hydrogen produced at STP by passing 1800 coulombs. Okay. Similarly, how to find the volume of oxygen at STP? How to find that volume of oxygen at STP? Can you tell me now? In the same manner, you can take, what is it? 96,500 coulomb of electricity, or 500 coulomb electricity produces how much of oxygen, you know? We know that here formula of oxygen gas will be O2. Its molecular weight will be 32, you know. And what is the equivalent weight of oxygen, you know? So equivalent weight of oxygen is 8 gram only. 8 gram. Now here, no, 32 gram of oxygen occupies 22,400 cm cube of oxygen gas at STP. What is the volume occupied by 8 gram of oxygen at STP. Volume of oxygen produced by 8 gram of oxygen means that is 5600 cm cube only. This is what we should know that. What is the equivalent weight of oxygen? 8 gram. What is the volume occupied by 1 equivalent weight of oxygen? 5600 cm cube. 5600 cm cube. So this is what very important. Now you tell me, 96,500 coulomb produces how much of oxygen? That is 5600 cm cube of oxygen at STP. You should know this conversion factor. 96,500 coulomb of electricity produces 5600 cm cube of the oxygen at STP. Therefore, our question is to calculate for 1800 cm cube. So, for 1800 coulomb produces how much of oxygen? Following. Now you tell me, on the cross multiplication, we get this answer. 5600 cm cube divided by 96,500 coulomb into 1800 coulomb only. Into 1800 coulomb. So can you tell me what is the final answer? Okay, 5600 cm cube by 96,500 coulombs into 1800 coulomb. Here coulomb and coulomb get cancelled. Then what is the final answer? What is the final answer? 104 cm cube or ml, milliliter. So this is a volume of what? Oxygen gas at STP, and this is a volume of hydrogen at STP. So in this we can find the mass of the substance deposited at the electrode, or what is the volume of the different substances produced at the electrode under given set of the conditions and all. That is based on the first law of electrolysis or first law, Faraday's first law of electrolysis we can study. So these are all very important. Even in the competitive examination also, these kind of the this one questions will be appearing definitely. We just go through that carefully. Very, very, very important only. Regarding the numericals, that is based on the Faraday's first law it is. Okay. Okay, listen all of you. This is regarding Faraday's second law of electrolysis. What is this Faraday's second law of electrolysis? We know that when the same amount of the electricity passed through the different electrolytic solutions connected in series, in which the mass of the substance deposited at the electrodes is directly proportional to its equivalent mass. That is the statement for the law. So according to the Faraday's second law of electrolysis, what that question is given, you see, the same amount of electric current is passed through solution of silver nitrate and HCl. The same amount of electric current is passed through solution of AgNO3 and hydrochloric acid. If 1.08 gram of silver is obtained in the first case, what is the volume of hydrogen evolved in the second case, or what volume of hydrogen is evolved in the second case? How to solve this one, you know? How to solve this one? How to find the volume of the hydrogen is produced? So according to Faraday's second law of electrolysis, how to write the formula, you know? Mass of silver deposited divided by mass of hydrogen. Mass of hydrogen. This is equal to equivalent mass of silver divided by equivalent mass of hydrogen. Equivalent mass of hydrogen. Even in other values we can write mass of silver by equivalent mass of silver is equal to mass of hydrogen by equivalent mass of hydrogen. Yes. Now first, in order to calculate volume of hydrogen, there are different given data here. What is that? Mass of the silver is given, you know. Mass of the silver is given. Equivalent mass of the silver, we know that, you know. What is that equivalent mass of silver? Equivalent mass of silver is equal to, you know, it is 108 gram only. You know what is it? Equivalent mass of hydrogen is equal to 1.0 gram. Equivalent mass of silver, you know. Equivalent mass of hydrogen, you know that. Even that mass of the silver also given. Now substitute the values here. Okay. Substitute the values. What is the mass of the silver obtained? 1.08. 1.08 divided by what is that mass of hydrogen? We have to find this one. Mass of hydrogen we have to find. This is equal to equivalent mass of silver is 108 gram divided by equivalent mass of hydrogen is 1.0 gram. Then mass of silver is equal to, mass of hydrogen is equal to, mass of hydrogen is equal to, what do you write? 1.08 divided by or into 1.0 whole divided by 108. Following all of you, 1.08 into 10 into 1.0 divided by 108. Then finally, what is that answer we are getting? You tell me. 1.08 divided by 108. What are you getting? 1.08 divided by 108. It can be written as 1 into 10 to the power minus 2 gram only. 10 to the power minus 2 gram. Or it may be written as 0.01 gram. Okay. This is what? Mass of hydrogen. But what is that question asked? What is the volume of hydrogen? You know? Can you tell me what is the volume of hydrogen? We know that. That is 1.0 gram of hydrogen. Gram of hydrogen at STP corresponds to how much of the volume, you know? It is 11,200. 11,200. It is what, no? Equivalent weight of hydrogen only. One equivalent weight of hydrogen occupying how much volume at STP? That is 11,200 cm cube only. Now here, no? 0.01 gram of hydrogen at STP occupies what volume? So now we can write 11,200 cm cube divided by 1.0 gram into 0.01 can be written as 10 to the power minus 2 gram only. So gram and gram get cancelled. Following all of you. Now here, no? This can be written as 11,200 into 10 to the power minus 2. This is equal to 112 cm cube of hydrogen at STP. Of hydrogen at STP. So this is our answer. Following all of you. So now this is based on the Faraday's second law. Faraday's second law, according to the given data, the Faraday's second law can be written like this. You know that two different electrolytic solutions are given. Mass of silver by mass of hydrogen. We have to take equivalent mass of silver by equivalent mass of hydrogen. According to the relation, we should know the data, substitute the data and simplify. So in this regard, first of all we have to get now mass of hydrogen, then you convert this that mass of hydrogen into the volume of hydrogen. So finally, what is the volume of hydrogen gas obtained? 112 cm cube of hydrogen gas obtained at STP. Okay. Okay, listen to me. Next one. Based on the second law also, here it is. Same amount of electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of copper sulfate and silver nitrate. Passed through solutions of that is copper sulfate and silver nitrate. What mass of copper dissolved if 0.27 gram of silver is deposited? Now here, according to the Faraday's second law, we can take the relation. There are two solutions, copper sulfate and silver nitrate solutions are given. Then according to second law, how to write the formula? Now we will write the formula. Mass of copper divided by equivalent mass of copper is equal to mass of silver divided by equivalent mass of silver. Equivalent mass of silver. Okay. Amount of electricity is passed through aqueous solution of copper sulfate and silver nitrate. What mass of copper dissolved? Dissolved, or it may be the deposited or discharged at an electrode if 0.27 gram of silver is deposited. We know that here also equivalent mass of silver is equal to 108 gram. Okay, and the equivalent mass of copper is equal to how much? Equivalent mass of copper is equal to 63 grams or 63.5 grams. Then how to simplify this one? Substitute the values. We have to find what mass of copper. We have to calculate the mass of copper. Right, as it is, mass of copper is equal to, or copper divided by, equivalent mass of copper is 63.5 only, is equal to mass of the silver deposited how much? 0.27 gram divided by what? Equivalent mass of silver. Equivalent mass of silver is 108 gram. Okay, no? Here 63.5 grams. Okay, then mass of copper is equal to 0.27 gram into 63.5 gram whole divided by 108 grams. Here gram and gram unit get cancelled, and what is the final answer we are getting? 0.27 into 63 divided by 108. So finally mass of copper is equal to 7.93 into 10 to the power minus 2 gram. So this is the answer. Like this, we have to find the data asked in the numerical. That is, same amount of electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of copper sulfate and silver nitrate. What mass of copper dissolved if 0.27 gram of silver is deposited? Based on the given data, you have to write the formula, you have to substitute the values, and on simplification you get this value, that is 7.93 into 10 to the power minus 2. Okay students, you take these two as your homework based on the second law only. When the same amount of electricity is passed through a copper voltmeter and water voltmeter connected in series, after passing electric current, the mass of anode of copper voltmeter was found to be 16 milligram less. What is the volume of hydrogen liberated at STP? Okay, same, it is according to the second law of Faraday's electrolysis only, and I am giving you the answer for this one, that is 5.644 into 10 to the power minus 3 liter. So similarly one more, that is when same amount of electric current is passed through NaCl solution and a metal nitrate solution, 9.2 liter of the chlorine gas measured at STP was liberated. At the same time, 7.467 gram of metal was deposited on the cathode. Calculate deposited on the cathode. Calculate the equivalent weight of metal. Here also the answer will be given like this, 9.09 gram. So you just solve as a homework only. This is regarding some numericals that is based on the Faraday's first law as well as second law. Okay students, in the previous class now we have discussed about some of the numericals that is based on the Faraday's laws of electrolysis and all. Okay, still more some numericals will be there. We will just go through some examples, like suppose you see how long does it take for 5 amperes current to reduce 0.5 mole of acidified potassium dichromate to chromic sulfate. So now here the question will be like this, we have to find the time. What is the time required to take for 5 amperes current to reduce 0.5 mole of acidified potassium dichromate to chromic sulfate? So accordingly, we should know the equation first of all. You just see the ionic form, that is what is called here determination of a charge, you can say that, determination of the charge. So how to find that determination of the charge? You see that Cr2O7 minus 2 plus 14H plus 6 electrons gives 2 moles of chromium plus 3 and 7 moles of water. So this is the reaction involved during the what is that the reduction of this potassium dichromate into what that chromic sulfate. Now in the potassium dichromate, no, the charge in the chromium will be that is plus 6. In the chromic sulfate, the charge in the chromium will be that is plus 3. Following. Okay, now here no, per atom 3 electrons are required. Per atom 3 electrons are required. Therefore, for 2 atoms, how many electrons are required? Because the plus 6 is converted into plus 3. During conversion of plus 6 to plus 3, how much 3 electrons are required? For 2 atoms, no, then 6 electrons are required. So that you can take, now here, this is regarding 1 mole of potassium dichromate or Cr2 OCN minus 2 ion corresponds to how much, that is how many number of the electrons, that is 6 moles of electrons can be written as 6 Faraday of electricity. In order to reduce 1 mole of the potassium dichromate into that chromic sulfate, it requires 6 electrons, that is 6 moles of electrons can be written as 6 Faraday. But here the question is for 0.5 mole of acidified potassium dichromate into that chromic sulfate. So we can write here for 0.5 mole of dichromate ion to chromic sulfate, how much electricity is required? So now we can take here no, 6 Faraday divided by 1 mole into 0.5 mole. Mole and mole will get cancelled. So therefore you get here 3 Faraday of electricity is required. This is the value of the quantity of electricity, that is Q. Q is equal to 3 into 96,500 coulomb. Like this also you can write. Okay. Now we can find the time. We know the relation, what is it? Q is equal to I into T. We know the relation, okay? Or time T is equal to what? That is Q divided by I. Okay, what is the value of Q? Q is equal to, that is 3 into 96,500 coulombs whole divided by, what is that current I? That is 5 amperes current. 5 amperes current. Okay. On simplification, we get the value. What is it? 57,900 seconds. 57,900 seconds. This is the value of the time. So in this way we can just solve some numericals. It is based on what, no, that Q is equal to I into T, or number of electrons required to reduce one substance into that another substance. So like this we can solve. Okay. Okay. Now we'll take one more numerical. How much electricity in terms of Faraday is required to produce, first question, 20 gram of calcium from calcium chloride, and one more question, 40 gram of aluminium from aluminium chloride. Okay, now here no, regarding this one we will solve here. We should know the atomic mass of calcium. You know what is that? Atomic mass of calcium is equal to, this is 40 gram, and atomic mass of aluminium is equal to, that is 27 gram. Now you can take first one, that is what, no, the calcium chloride. First one to take calcium chloride. Undergoes ionization to form calcium ion and then 2 moles of the chloride ions. Now here we take calcium ion, formula will be Ca plus 2. It requires 2 Faraday of electricity or 2 moles of electrons and forming that calcium solid. Okay, this is what we should know, that first of all. But the question is for what, no, 20 gram calcium from molten calcium chloride, means how much electricity in terms of the Faraday required to produce 20 gram calcium from calcium chloride. 20 gram calcium from calcium chloride. So now here, now this is what, now 40 gram calcium. This is atomic mass of the calcium, that is 40 gram. 40 gram calcium that is produced by how much of electricity? That is 2 Faraday of electricity. Okay, it is now according to the reaction we can write 1 mole nothing but 40 gram. 40 gram is deposited by 2 Faradays. Therefore 20 gram of calcium produced by how much of electricity? Means 2 Faraday divided by 40 gram into 20 gram. So gram and gram get cancelled. 21s are 22s are 2 get cancelled. So finally 1 Faraday of electricity is required to deposit 20 gram of calcium from molten calcium chloride. Following. Okay, next one you can take second one. From aluminum chloride, that is oxide, that is Al2O3. You just write the equation in this manner. Aluminium ion and then oxide ion. 2 moles of aluminum we take and 3 moles of oxide ion can take. Okay, now we just write the equation like this. Aluminium ion will be Al plus 3 only. It requires what now? 3 moles of electrons and forming a aluminum solid. Now this is 1 mole. Atomic mass of aluminum will be, it is 27 gram. In order to deposit 27 gram of aluminum, how much that electricity required? That is 3 Faraday or 3 moles of electrons are required. Therefore, in order to deposit 40 gram of aluminum, how much electricity is required? Now you take the cross multiplication and finally you can write 3 Faraday by 27 gram into 40 gram. Gram and gram will get cancelled. So 3 1s are 3 9s are. So 40 by 9 means it will be equal to 4.44 Faraday. So this is one more example regarding that in terms of the Faraday, how to calculate the electricity in terms of Faraday required to produce so and so amount of the substances from the different compounds. Okay, we'll move towards next one. That is what, how much charge required to reduce 1 mole of aluminum to aluminum and 1 mole of MnO4 into that Mn plus 2. Now you see, first one you can take regarding the aluminum. Now aluminum plus 3, it requires 3 moles of electrons to form what na aluminum solid. 3 moles of electrons. Following all of you? That is what, how much charge is required. Now we take now, that is 3 into 96,500 coulombs. 3 into 96,500. Then what is that value? Can you simplify now? This will be equal to 289,500 coulombs. So this is first one. In order to reduce 1 mole of aluminum into that aluminum atom, how much electricity is required? 3 moles of electrons. We can take now 3 Faraday. So this is nothing but what now? That 3 Faraday only. 3 Faraday means 3 into 96,500 or 289,500 coulombs. Okay, regarding that second one we can take. So MnO4 minus, okay. And then that H plus in acid medium we can take. Okay. And then that electrons will be there. And it is converted into Mn plus 2 and then that H2O, that is 4 moles of H2O means here now we take 8 moles of H plus ion. Following all of you. And now we can take charge on the manganese is what? This is plus 7 only. Plus 7. And charge on the manganese is plus 2. So total of 5 electrons required. From plus 7 to plus 2, how many electrons required? That is 5 electrons. Okay, now in order to reduce 1 mole of manganese, permanganate ion into that Mn plus 2. Total of 5 electrons. Now you tell me 5 into 96,500 only. 5 into 96,500. Then what is its final value? Tell me. This will be equal to 482,500 coulombs. Okay, this is about a calculation of a current or it may be that charge required to reduce so and so substances. Okay, now we shall take another one. An electric current of 100 amperes is passed through molten NaCl for 5 hours. Calculate volume of the chlorine gas liberated at electrode at STP. Yes, can you tell me? An electric current of 100 amperes is passed through molten NaCl solution for 5 hours. Calculate the volume of chlorine gas liberated. Here we know that regarding that NaCl, that is what NaCl. It is converted into sodium solid and then chlorine gas. We take 2 moles, here 2 moles. Here by passing electricity, that chlorine will be discharged at the anode. Following all of you? Now here, then the chlorine will be there. This is what the Cl minus. Cl minus is converted into what? Cl2. That is by losing how many electrons? 2 moles of electrons. 2 moles of electrons. Now here we can take Cl 2 moles of Cl minus ions. Why we have to take 2 moles means the chlorine will be released in the form of that gas only. Therefore, the 2 moles of electrons will be released. Then the chlorine gas will be produced. Okay, now question is like this. An electric current of 100 amperes is passed through molten sodium chloride solution for 5 hours. Calculate volume of chlorine gas liberated at electrode at STP. Yes. A current of 100 amps passed through molten NaCl for 5 hours. Calculate the volume of the chlorine gas liberated. You know that now here, this is chlorine gas. The chlorine atomic formula will be Cl only, and it will be occupying that is 11.2 liter. If it is chlorine gas like this now, then we can write 22.4 liter. This is the volume of the chlorine gas produced at STP. That is 1 mole of the chlorine occupying the volume at STP will be equal to how much? 22.4 only. Following? Okay, now we can take, what is it? First of all, we will calculate the quantity of electricity. That is Q is equal to I into T we can take. What is the value of I? I value will be 100 amperes current into, what is the time? That is 5 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds. Yes, what is our answer here? What is our answer? On simplification, what are you getting? Yes, 18.0 into 10 to the power 5. 18.0 into 10 to the power 5. This is what the value of the Q. But now we can find what is the volume of the chlorine gas liberated. Yes, how to find the volume of the chlorine gas. Okay, now according to the equation we can take. According to the equation means 2 moles of the chloride ions giving what the chlorine gas and then 2 electrons. Following. Now what is the quantity of electricity? 18.0. So here 2 moles of electrons means we can take 2 into 96,500 coulombs. 2 into 96,500 coulomb corresponds to 22.4 liter of chlorine at STP. Chlorine at STP. But in the numerical it is given that what is the value of the current strength, that is Q is equal to 18.0 into 10 to the power 5 coulombs. So 18.0 into 10 to the power 5 coulombs of electricity produce how much of the chlorine gas at STP? Okay, on cross multiplication we can simplify this. 22.4 liter divided by 2 into 96,500 coulomb into 18.0 into 10 to the power 2 coulomb. Coulomb get cancelled. The answer will be equal to 2.089 into 10 to the power 2 liter. So this is a volume of the chlorine gas produced at STP by passing 100 amperes current for 5 hours through that molten sodium chloride solution. Okay.